imo answer kay, that's a really good question. But to buy time ba?
Oh, Miss Universe, no?
Sponge.
Sige, wait. Ah, sorry.
Time. Balik ko sa time. Spend
Mm.
your time wisely, good. Instead of, brag, ako, kung akong balikan ang memories ba, daghan jud lost time, spending it to nonsense. Like, general lang ba? Like, daghan kayo lost time because dili ka focus or dili ka focus sa imong long-term goals,
Mm.
also short-term goals. Murag, I think it's reality to majority. Maybe sa inyo ha siguro is more on control or whatever, but I think majority good sa people nadyo'y one or another daghan gyud kayo maagian, relationship, financial or family matters and all that. So I think mao akong ingon sa akong old self na spend your time wisely, na kanang choose your friends good. So nadyo kay
He
core
was
ba na
chosen.
mo 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 kuan ni mo yang mo limit ug mo control, mo help kay if wala mo siguro kay murag burara ka kanap. I mean, thankful ko ninyo guys kay murag at least knowing you or knowing na mag-look after mo na ko kay makaibaw kanang I will know myself unsa akong limit because you have the influence na di jud ka magburara lang. So mo
Mm.
na ko ingon na there are times good in the past I think you know na burara jud kaayo and tactless murag
Mm.
wala ray pakay sa world ba ana so kana ako which is totally opposite right now na
Wow,
hopefully
grow up.
makit
Oo, ni-grow up na siya.
hopefully every
Fatherhood
time makit
changes, Jude.
decision murag more on that aspect like good
Mm.
change
Ay,
man na lagi ko
oo. Changed man without Jude. Pero on that note, no, I also appreciate ka ng friends na dili na gani all the time happy. Happy in the sense na like you guys, I
good
know in the
time lang
past na you you really get mad at me, like reprimand me ba? Reprimand. Like you like kanang, oh, you're not supposed to do that. Parang, you try to even friends ta, but then you also care about my welfare like that. And I know several times in the past na you guys also defended me. So you never really left my side even though you're away. And yeah,
mm.
kato. So I really resonate the same thing.
I think for me, what I can say is that if I travel back, let's say to when I was my current self, I travel back to when I was in my 20s and then tell myself something. I would tell myself that, just because you're good at something, that you are indispensable. Um,
Mm-mm.
it doesn't work like that. It's not black and white. It's not all black and white just because you're good that you have a spot in staying and making a change in the world, because it doesn't happen like that. A lot of it is also chance. A lot of it is also has to do with corporate politics. All of the different variables that come into play, and not just because you're good. Um, so if I have to tell myself something in my 20s, I would say that don't rely on skills alone, on how good you are with your work, but also cultivate other aspects of to make you a very holistic person, like your communication skills. Um,
Mm-mm.
take time to really get to know other people, and not just because you want to network with them, but take time to get to know people because you want to get to know them really, as a person. Because in the long run, like all of the relationships that we had, and if I go back, right, I cherish all of the relationships that I had with you guys, and like all of the SLC folks mainly, at the company, um, and so like it wasn't just a networking opportunity. It was also like getting to know kindred spirits who have the same drive, who have the same kind of passion as I have.
Mm-mm.
Um, but it doesn't stop with you being comfortable or confident that you are good or you're good enough to stay. Because even if you're good enough to stay, you can still go, and you're not really indispensable. You could still be dispensable.
Sa ako share. Ano ko, I think I'm too focused or too conscious outside, like what the outside is. So I don't know if you like notice na there are really times I'm so tense. Okay, I want to people to like me. I want people to know that I deserve their friendship or even deserve the position they gave me. And due to that, I think I missed a lot of opportunities as well. Personally, like katong example ganina na ako I learned how to play guitar. Okay, but then Jem was better than me, so I stopped. Ang chess pod, I know how to play chess. But then people were better than me, so I stopped. Even the video editing, I stopped. Okay, a lot of people are better than me. But at the end of the day, it's really not a competition. Like looking back, if I siguro started young, failed faster, failed that time, wala, I could have been better right now. So it's also in relation to time na it wasn't really used that wisely kay, I kind of spent it more thinking what other people would think. So it's not good. So sometimes just, compete with yourself, not with others. One thing sa let it go. Let it go is really a
Wow,
powerful
Frozen.
word.
Let
I
it
heard it from
go.
though I heard it first of Frozen, but the practicality or the use should in real life, I heard it from Malu. 'Di ba? There are times talaga na when events are not going as or according to your plan. Murag ma-tense jud ko kay people might not be having fun. It's becoming a train wreck. But then Malu told me na, let it go. Murag, tomorrow kay malimtan na na. So, why bother thinking about
Ito.
it ba?
Oh, I relate to your let it go because that's when 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 I started dating Nick. He was the person who doesn't really have a you remember like when we go traveling, we always have like a by the
Plan.
dot plan,
Mm-mm.
right? Um, and if that doesn't happen, I get really upset. I get upset. Like I only have a plan A. I don't have a plan B. I don't have a plan C. Don't have a plan D. But
Mm-mm.
with Nick, he taught me to let things happen by the minute and not to plan it by the day. Because that's if things don't go your way or if there are other variables that come into play like the weather for example or things that are really out of your control,
Mm-mm.
then you don't have to be upset about it because there's really nothing that you can do. So that's why like I think I'm a more balanced person now in terms of like I do have a plan but it's not a by the minute plan.
Mm-mm.
um and even if that's my plan, I am okay in reorganizing my plan to fit the variables that are in place that are outside of my control, like the weather. So I would say I'm a more laid back person now as compared to me 10 years ago, which is
Yeah.
a personal achievement in so
Ooh.
many respects.
I know, Bito, in your Korea trip, murag, it was really by the minute, di
Intention
ba?
to.
Mm. Siguro stressful ka travel si Tere, no?
As in,
She
as
doesn't
in,
follow
pero
the
Dili ka
time.
mahuman.
Pero,
Sure.
pero, if mag-travel mi karon ni Tere, shout out, Tere.
Hi,
Um,
Tere!
I think ma-enjoy na ko ang iha company better now as compared to
Years
the person
before.
who was traveling with her in Korea.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Outgoing
it's
kay
not
siya.
bad, but if you think about it, like na-enjoy certain happiness and just like
Simple
living the
things.
moment by by the minute and not really thinking about what's gonna happen next.
Mm. I agree. Malipay na pod ka watching her picture-picture.
Correct.
'Di ba?
Correct.
Yung mga comments.